Hey, and welcome back. I'm Dragon Sage, and welcome back to my second episode of my For Honor Let's Play. And let's just dive in straight into it, shall we?
That warden proved more than worthy. But there was still much work to be done. The Vikings were about to destroy the last Iron Legion sanctuary in Ashfeld. My Blackstone Legion would save them.
Right. So as you can see here, and I didn't get any of the observables or breakables in my own personal Let's Play. Not like a playthrough, I mean. Because I just couldn't see them. Maybe there's... A lot of these are actually pretty well hidden. A lot of them were kind of just open out in the open, like you just find them as you progress. Others are just kind of, and like you saw in the last episode, like some of them required you to be like standing in a very somewhat specific spot in order for the prompt to even appear. So it's kind of weird. But anyways, without further ado, let us get started, shall we? All right, new guy. Well, not so much new guy, just like it's the same warden from the first episode. It's just that he changed armor to match his new allegiance. So how's everyone else been doing as of the recording? As of recording this, it's kind of been raining recently, and tomorrow's my graduation ceremony. So I'm hoping to get these at least 2 episodes.
Legions. The Iron Legion is the greatest among them. But in Ashfeld, the Iron Legion was about to be routed. Their commander, Stone, needed an army. Holden Cross sent me.
Blackstone! Where are our reinforcements? I'm it. Is this a joke? Open the gate! Lead us out, Blackstone! Good luck!
The battle was already lost. I needed to change that.
I just absolutely love that line reading. I'm the reinforcement. But yes, as I was saying, tomorrow will be my graduation ceremony as I'm graduating from college with a degree in graphics, interactive, multimedia graphics arts. I'm pretty hyped for that, but I gotta like do a bunch of things for the graduation ceremony. Alright, so for this level, you just kind of... It's basically, I would say almost a tutorial of the Dominion gameplay for multiplayer. But basically, you just kind of push soldiers back and capture certain points.
We needed to take back the flanks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's straight up just that, because you gotta capture points and whatnot. And now what did you do dodging? So here's the thing, like what you see there, you can actually probably like you can interrupt like a heavy attack by doing like a quick attack. Oh, they didn't switch this time. And yeah, I totally see that observable over there. It's just that I'm not gonna do anything about it until I'm just gonna click them all after I'm done recording for the actual episode. But that's how clickable observables will look. There's kind of a shiny look to them. Oh no. Okay, so you probably heard it right there, but there is a really nice detail that I really appreciate in For Honor, and that's language. Depending on your faction, the faction character you're currently playing as, you will hear other characters speak certain language. Like I think the Vikings speak Icelandic or Slavic or whatever languages Vikings speak. I am not like that much of a history buff. Samurai will obviously speak Japanese. I think the knights speak Italian when you don't play as them. I don't know, I could be wrong. I haven't actually heard too much of the knights speak, so I wouldn't actually know.
I need to take the flanks. This place will help us bring archers to the field.
Decapitation. I don't even have to do this bit, I just need to capture the points, which is... But I might as well just start killing these guys as we're going along. Well, not. I can just go ahead and do the thing. Yeah, I hope that doesn't show up in the recording. If not, I'll just blur it out. It's like someone who friended me when For Honor came out. It just popped up that they were playing just now. Started playing. Yes, I've been doing executions. Come on.
We need to clear all the Vikings to claim this archer.
Yeah. So there's one thing I do appreciate in this, like really do appreciate in For Honor, like I put it like in Dark Souls, I'm supposed to like in Dark Souls. Whereas like in this game mode, if you like focus, if you're locked onto your opponent and there's an environment behind you, like a wall, the wall will just disappear so you can see, so the camera doesn't, you know, just zoom in into your character's butthole. Whereas in Dark Souls, like, yeah, the camera will just like just zoom into your face or whatever at whenever you're backing up into an environment thing. This way, you know, it actually maintains, you know, the camera distances, which I really do appreciate. Oops.
Stone was a conqueror, and one of the best I've ever seen. Push them towards the forest!
Execution! But yeah, here you meet, like, the Vikings. And the first time we're actually fighting the Vikings. So in the story, I believe, it's like the issue was caused. Also, I just realized I didn't, like, in last episode, I probably should have talked about, you know, the actual lore bit in the game. So basically, the whole concept of the For Honor system, For Honor game, is that what if we take, like, 3 of these cultures and just mash them together, which, the timeline, I don't think the timelines sync up very nicely, but, you know, whatever. Then again, like, how the hell, like, where are we on the world? Like, where are we on the globe where, you know, apparently Japan, or at least a section of Japan, ended up, you know, where Vikings are, and, you know, because it is implied, like, through subtle details throughout the game, that this entire region, like, the continent in which you're fighting in, It's actually straight up like was natively Viking territory before the Knights came in and the Vikings came in and they each started claiming territories and the Vikings had to back off essentially for a set amount of time.
Get out of our lands!
So yeah, the Vikings were just kind of gone for a bit, and then they came back, and that's like one of the things that triggered this current war. Meanwhile, the samurai are kind of just content with where they're currently at.
Not
They're
bad,
just kind of sorting their little thing.
Not bad at all. Pretty sure I could have done it by myself, but...
Oh. And then they became bros that day. Yeah. So yeah, I've noticed it's these episodes will go somewhat more quickly since I'm not stopping to look at every little objective or observables or breakables. And yeah, which just harpens to my fact of I'm definitely going to do those in post. Edit those in post because it interrupts too much of the gameplay flow, as it's the stark difference between the first episode and this episode. So, well, that was episode 2 of my foreign Let's Play. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below to tell me if what you like about it or what I can do to improve my Let's Playing style. Until then, see you in the next episode.
Warriors rarely see the people their wars affect. The displaced, the murdered, the starving. I saw all that when I was younger. I never forgot the lesson.
This place will help us gather reinforcements. I need to take the flanks.
This year's Viking horde. When Mount Rust erupted, they lost the sun for months. Crops and animals died. They came south, raiding for supplies. They continue to raid Ashfeld yearly.
This place will help us bring archers to the field.
The Iron Legion traces its roots to a much older culture. An ancient empire led by centurions believed to be lost in the destruction. They weren't lost. I have met them. Machines of war. Many of them use plans that we do not fully understand. Techniques handed down through the generations that we have lost the theory for. They work just fine, though.
Push them out of the sanctuary!
The Sanctuary of Harrogate. The last remnants of the Iron Legion had held it until the year that warden came. After the battle, they were too weak to hold it. We Blackstones had to take over. Pity.